Safari weddings, all you need to know. Safari weddings are the ultimate way to tie the knot in privacy and style. From intimate bush ceremonies to luxury lodge celebrations, here's what you need to know. There's something quietly and enchantingly romantic and dreamy about the African safari destinations. While many safari travelers get caught up in the old world style safari aesthetic and the desire to see the wilderness just as nature intended, the rhythm of the bush, the golden light at dusk, the gentle of wind through the acacia trees, all conspire to slow time, making such a retreat the ideal place for those romantic souls out there. For soon-to-be newlyweds looking for a truly special setting to host this most meaningful and intimate of celebrations, safari weddings give couples a dreamlike setting, far removed from the rush of daily life. And for those who choose a private concession for their safari wedding, those tucked-away pieces of protected land, which are well away from the main tourist routes, make for an even more intimate occasion. With no crowds and no distractions, it's just you, your partner, your loved ones, the gentle presence of nature, and perhaps a few curious kudu or impala onlookers. With a choice of sunrise ceremonies under those iconic acacia trees, sharing vows at rocky lookout points, and barefoot dinners beside a warm, flickering fire, the options for safari weddings are deeply personal and endlessly memorable. Some couples prefer symbolic ceremonies followed by a longer honeymoon, while others go all in with legal vows right there in the wild. Whatever your vision, safari weddings are easier to plan than you might expect, and far more astounding than anything you'll find closer to home. Can you get married on a safari? Yes, you absolutely can. There are many safari lodges across southern and East Africa that now cater to safari weddings, and they provide everything from simple bush blessings to fully legal ceremonies. Some couples like to rather handle the legal part at home and then have a symbolic celebration out in the wild, but for those who would like a fully fledged wedding with a registrar on site, it can be arranged. Either way, the setting of any safari wedding is simply incomparable. Exchanging vows beneath a marula tree with a choir of birdsong in the air, followed by champagne on a lookout deck with elephants grazing in the distance, is an extraordinary beginning to married life, and every detail can be made deeply personal, provided you work with the right people. How much does a safari cost per day? It can be difficult to give you an accurate answer, if only because every provider charges different rates, but we can give you an estimate. If you're aiming for a premium experience, you should expect to pay between $800 and $2,500 US per couple per day. That price typically includes luxury accommodation, meals, drinks, game drives, and impeccable service. The price will depend on the season, the lodge's exclusivity, and the length of your stay. While no one can say that safari weddings are inexpensive, what you're investing in is something that few couples get to experience, and you will get great value for money. And when you consider that your wedding and honeymoon are often rolled into one intimately extraordinary escape, it's worth every cent you spend. To help juggle the costs a little bit, some couples choose to splurge on one ultra-luxury lodge for 3 nights and then move to a more modest option nearby. The beauty of a wedding or honeymoon safari is that it can be completely customized to your needs without you having to compromise on authenticity or comfort. Where are good wedding safari destinations? Some destinations are just made for romance, and in these modern travel times, many of Africa's most popular and most accessible destinations are fully equipped for weddings. Each wedding in Africa is unique, but all have a common thread, which is a sense of peace, space, and privacy that's hard to match. Top picks for safari weddings include Namibia, with its surreal desert landscapes that make for the most incredible photo backdrops, luxurious lodges set in private reserves, and some of the most remarkable stargazing anywhere on Earth. Namibia is a great place for safari weddings. Its remote vibe is also quite something, especially for couples who are looking for real privacy. Botswana. Quiet, water-based safaris in the Okavango Delta can be the ideal setting for a wedding few others have had the pleasure of having. The Delta has a wealth of incredible wildlife, and world-renowned hospitality. South Africa. With excellent infrastructure and options for every budget, South Africa might be the more stereotypical safari destination, but it is rather well suited to a wedding safari combo. Zambia. This nation is often not on the radar for most travelers planning a safari, which is a shame since Zambia's safari destinations are simply spectacular in every way. If you are looking for dark green backdrops and all sorts of wildlife to appear in your photos, safari weddings here are just the ticket. What are the benefits of having a safari wedding? Aside from being incredibly romantic and one of a kind, safari weddings make the planning process surprisingly easy. Many lodges enlist dedicated wedding coordinators who manage the logistics, leaving you free to simply enjoy the moment. You also save on the traditional separation of wedding and honeymoon. Here, your ceremony flows directly into a honeymoon, without missing a beat and, most importantly, without having to travel anywhere else. And you'll have lions at a distance and firelit dinners under the stars. What other venue can promise that? Safari weddings are also intimate by nature. So whether your nuptials will just be the two of you, or if you are planning something bigger with a group of friends and family, the bush caters to all kinds of weddings and will always give you a deeply personal experience that you will hold dear to you for the rest of your life. What are good safari wedding locations? Most of the best safari wedding locations are at exclusive lodges and camps that consistently receive glowing reviews. These include Little Kalala, Namibia, an elegant, remote, and utterly romantic lodge with private plunge pools and desert views. Royal Chundu, Zambia, a secluded retreat on the banks of the Zambezi, perfect for riverside ceremonies and private dinners. Sabi Sabi Earth Lodge, South Africa, a place known for its award-winning design and incredible wildlife sightings. The Sabi Sabi Earth Lodge has a luxurious, earth-toned setting, ideal for a wedding. Each of these places is renowned for delivering not only top-tier service, but also that unmistakable sense of being somewhere truly special. And while at each of the lodges, you will still get that safari feeling. Aside from lodges, you can also have a more rustic safari wedding, but such an event will require more research and more planning. How much is a wedding in Cape Town? While certainly far from a typical safari setting, Cape Town is famous for its wonderful contrast to the bush, with ocean views, vineyards, and excellent food. So it's understandable that many couples out there are keen to have a wedding here. For a small luxury wedding, prices typically range between $4,000 and $8,000 US. For larger weddings with guests, expect to pay upwards of $20,000 depending on the venue and style. Many couples choose a wedding in Cape Town, followed by a safari honeymoon, which allows them to enjoy the best of both worlds. After all, it would be a sin to come to Africa and not go on a safari. There's no denying that, of all the wedding styles you could choose from, safari weddings are hands down the most fabulous and most intimate of all. They're romantic without being cliched, luxurious without feeling stuffy, and provide the space couples often crave after the whirlwind of a traditional wedding. More than just a celebration, they're a quiet, beautiful way to begin life together. We can help you design a safari wedding experience that is astounding to experience and a truly once-in-a-lifetime event. Book your safari now